Hello and welcome back to Firenze Color Classroom. Today we're going to be demonstrating the latest application of Dune Silver using our Novalux primer. Doing this application, if the walls are in really good condition and you use the Novalux primer, you can usually get away with one coat of the Dune top coat instead of the usual two coat application. So we start with the Novalux over our smooth substrate. That could be joint compound, a skim coated wall, something like that, a smooth substrate like this. And we're actually going to trowel it on as opposed to rolling it on. And that's going to give us a real slick, smooth surface without any orange peel or anything like you might get when you roll on a primer. Okay, so we trowel it on just like we would a Venetian plaster, nice, even, long strokes. And you'll find that this goes just about as fast as it would take to roll on a coat of paint, but with a lot less cleanup. And if you do a very thin coat, it dries fast enough to fill in any thin areas if you want a more even application. And we do want a pretty even colored prime coat so that the transparent top coat doesn't show through any dark spots. That wouldn't happen as much if you're not going over a dark color underneath, but it always helps. Okay, so this will dry relatively quickly, about half an hour to an hour, depending on the circumstances in the room. In fact, it's already dry here, as you can see. So when it does dry, it'll look something like this. And we can proceed with the application of Dune. Now the color of this Dune is 8371 from our Dune catalog. And the Novalux is tinted to the same color. All right, so we begin by covering with a thin layer, about 1.5 to 2 feet square. And because it's going on so thin, it'll dry up pretty quick. And then we go back with just a little bit of material, wet edge on the trowel, and we kind of manipulate it with the trowel almost totally flat, just putting a little bit of pressure towards the right angle of your trowel. And we just kind of do figure eights, all random directions. And that's going to give you that characteristic Dune look. One of the real nice advantages of Dune is you don't really have to worry too much about start and stop or doing touch-ups, because the Dune blends into itself really easily. So this, even though this is pretty much dry down here, I can work right into that dry edge without any start and stop demarcations. And again, because we had a nice substrate and we used the Novalux primer, we're able to do this in one coat. That's going to save you a lot on material cost and labor. So even if your walls have a pre-existing orange peel or texture, it may be worth it to budget for a skim coating so that you can do this, and with the more expensive materials you can get better coverage. Okay, that's a one coat application of our Dune Silver, color 8371.